this and other great figures at BigBadToyStore.com.
What's going on, guys? Today we are looking at the Godzilla Atomic Roar figure from the brand new movie. So he is really zip-tied in this box. He is a very large figure, but the one thing I wanted to show you more than anything is this packaging is a little bit disingenuous, as the figure's feet aren't that big. They only come up to about here, so we've got a good, I'd say 3/4 of an inch worth of packaging to deal with. The other thing with the packaging that I wanted to show you with Godzilla are the zip ties. His feet are held in place by 1/4 of an inch thick zip ties. I mean, good grief. How am I supposed to get this thing out of here? I've got a pair of nippers, but I'm going to need to do some serious snip foo to get this guy out of here without damaging him. So, to get this figure out of the packaging, I had to use a pair of snips and some good old-fashioned brute force. That was really the only way to get him out. And out of the box, he looks pretty darn good, I've got to admit. It's not a bad-looking figure. Now, regardless of what you think of the new design for Godzilla, I'm not the terribly biggest fan of it, but I do appreciate the fact that they're going for a much more organic look. Overall, the figure is tall, it looks good, except for a few little parts here and there. I think he's a little bit overly shiny, but you know, that's not that big of a deal. He does have a little bit of posability in the arms, they do move, but that's about it. And then his rear or bottom legs do move as part of his atomic breath gimmick, which we'll talk about here in a second. Overall, as a shelf piece, he's not too bad looking, but I would much rather have one of the more interesting and more detailed vinyl figures as opposed to this one. His atomic breath gimmick is activated by pretty much holding his feet in place and then grabbing his tail and pulling him forward. And I'm not going to lie, that is about as horrifying as you think it is. That's really very creepy. And now we're in pitch darkness, so let's go ahead and do the gimmick again. The thing that disturbs me most about this figure has to do with the way the head is. The bottom jaws don't move, but as you see, the top part of the head just swivels out, and then it looks like it's... As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, the head is on this weird hinge that it just doesn't look right. It looks more like he's either barfing at you or throwing a giant chameleon-like tongue. Really very strange. I get what they're going for, but I'm not thrilled with the execution. Overall, Atomic Roar Godzilla isn't too bad at all. Yeah, he is a little bit weird, but that's not a bad thing. Overall, it looks good. There's enough posability that you expect from Godzilla. It has the roar down perfectly, and as you could see, it passes the Optimus Prime test. So I would recommend picking this up if you can. He is $34.99 over at BigBadToyStore.com, and I suggest picking him up. That's the only store I've seen Godzilla figures at so far. He's not even in normal retail stores yet. So guys, if you can, get over there and get him. I definitely like him, and I think he's worth having in your collection, especially if you're a Godzilla fan. So guys, as always, I'm baltmatrix, and I'll catch you next time.